Hi everybody out there, please be welcome to this short video presentation. Uh, it's a fairy tale named Uncle Richie and the Four Courageous Ducks. Once upon a time there was a smart, funny, and adventurous boy called Uncle Richie. He was on the way to see his pilot McQuack when he decided to take a shortcut through Wine Park. It wasn't long before Uncle Richie got lost. He looked round, but all he could see were trees. Nervously, he fell into his bag for his favorite toy, Mr. Captain. But Mr. Captain was nowhere to be found. Uncle Richie began to panic. He felt sure he had packed Mr. Captain. To make matters worse, he was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, he saw a courageous duck dressed in a blue coat disappearing into the trees. How odd, thought Uncle Richie. For the want of anything better to do, he decided to follow the peculiar dressed duck. Perhaps he could tell him the way out of the forest. Eventually, Uncle Richie reached a clearing. He found himself surrounded by houses made from different sorts of food. There was a house made from spinach, a house made from hamburger, a house made from pizza, a house made from bread, and a house made from hot dogs. Uncle Richie could feel his tummy rumbling. Looking at the houses did nothing to ease his hunger. "Hello!" he called. "Is anybody there?" Nobody replied. Uncle Richie looked at the roof of the grocer's house and wondered if it would be rude to eat somebody else's chimney. Obviously, it would be impolite to eat a whole house, but perhaps it would be considered acceptable to nibble the old fixture or lick the old fitting in a time of need. A crackle broke through the air, giving Uncle Richie a fright. A witch jumped into the space in front of the house. She was carrying a cage. In that cage was Mr. Captain. "Mr. Captain," shook Uncle Richie. He turned to the witch. "That's my toy." The witch just struggled. Give Mr. Captain back," cried Uncle Richie. "Not on your Nelly," said the witch. "At least let Mr. Captain out of that cage." Before she could reply, four courageous ducks rushed in front of footpath on the other side of the clearing. Uncle Richie recognized one of the blue coats that he'd seen earlier. The witch seemed to recognize him too. "Hello, Big Duck," said the witch. "Good morning." The duck noticed Mr. Captain. "Who is this?" "That's Mr. Captain," explained the witch. "Oh, Mr. Captain will look lovely in my house. Give it to me," demanded the duck. The witch shook her head. "Mr. Captain is staying with me." "Oh, excuse me," Uncle Richie interrupted. "Mr. Captain lives with me, and not in a cage." Big Duck ignored him. "Is there anything you'll trade?" he asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, then said, "I do like to be entertained. I release him to anybody who can eat a whole front door." Big Duck looked at the house made from hot dog and said, "No problem. I could eat an entire house made from hot dog if I want to." "That's nothing," said the other duck. I could eat two houses." "There's no need to show off," said the witch. "Just eat one front door and I let you have Mr. Captain." Uncle Richie watched, feeling very worried. He didn't want the witch to give Mr. Captain to Big Duck. He didn't think Mr. Captain would like living with a courageous duck, away from his house and all his other toys. The other three ducks watched while Big Duck put off his bib and withdrew a knife and fork from his pocket. "I'll eat this whole house," said Big Duck. "Just you watch." Big Duck pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from hamburger and gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more and more and more. Eventually, Big Duck started to get bigger, just a little bit bigger at first, but after a few more full of hamburger, he grew to the size of a large snowball, and he was every bit as round. "I don't feel too good," said Big Duck. Suddenly, he started to roll. He had grown so round that he could no longer balance. "Help!" he cried, as he rolled off down a slope into the forest. Big Duke never finished eating the front door made from hamburger, and Mr. Captain remained trapped in the witch cage. Average Duke stepped up and approached the house made from pizza. "I'll eat this whole house," said Average Duke. "Just you watch." Average Duke pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from pizza. She gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more, and more, and more. After a while, Average Duke started to look a little queasy. She grew greener and greener. A woodcutter walked into the clearing. "What is Bush doing here?" he asked. "I'm not a bush, I'm a duke," said Average Duke. "It talks," exclaimed the woodcutter. "Those talking bushes are the worst kind. I'd better take it away before somebody gets hurt." "No, wait," cried Average Duke, as a woodcutter picked her up. But the woodcutter ignored his cries, and carried the duke away under his arm. Average Duke never finished eating the front door made from pizza, and Mr. Captain remained trapped in the witch cage. Little Duke stepped up and approached the house made from bread. "I'll eat this whole house," said Little Duke. "Just you watch." "I'll eat this." Little Duke pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from bread. He gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more, and more, and more. After 5 or 6 platefuls, Little Duke started to fidget uncomfortably on the spot. He stopped eating bread for a moment, then grabbed another forkful. But before he could eat it, there came an almighty roar, a button board louder than a rocket taking off. Propelled Little Duke into the sky. "Ah!" cried Little Duke. "I'm scared of hay." Little Duke was never seen again. Little Duke never finished eating the front door, made from bread. Mr. Captain remained trapped in the witch cage. Tiny Duke stepped up and approached the house made from hot dog. "I'll eat this whole house," said Tiny Duke. "Just you watch." Tiny Duke pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from hot dog. She gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more, and more, and more. However, on the next mouthful, the food fell straight out of the tiny duck's mouth. She tried to stuff in another forkful of hot dog, but once again the food fell out. There, there just wasn't enough room left in her belly. This is just this is this is just not fair," declared Tiny Duck, and stormed off into the forest. Tiny Duck never finished eating the front door made from hot dog, and Mr. Captain remained trapped in the witch cage. "That's it," said the witch. "I win. I'll get to keep Mr. Captain." "Not so fast," said Uncle Richie. "There is still one front door to go, the front door of the house made from spinach, and I haven't had a turn yet." "I don't have to give you a turn," laughed the witch. "My games, my rules." The woodcutter boy started through the forest. "I think you should give him a chance. It's only fair." "Fine," said the witch, "but you saw what happened to the ducks. He won't last long." "I'll be right back," said Uncle Richie. "What?" said the witch. "Where is your sense of impatience? I thought you wanted Mr. Captain back." Uncle Richie ignored the witch and gathered a healthy pile of sticks. He came back to the clearing and started a small campfire. Carefully he broke off a piece of the door of the house made from spinach and tossed it over the fire. Once it had cooled just a little, he took a bite. He quickly devoured the whole piece. Uncle Richie sat down on a nearby log. "You failed," cracked the witch. "You were supposed to eat the whole door." "I haven't finished," explained Uncle Richie. "I am just waiting for my food to go down." When Uncle Richie's food had digested, he broke off another piece of the door made from spinach. Once more, he tossed his food over the fire and waited for it to cool just a little. He ate it at a laser pace, then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several things, Uncle Richie was down to the final piece of the door made from spinach. Carefully, he tossed it and allowed it to cool just a little. He finished his final course. Uncle Richie had eaten the entire front door of the house made from spinach. The witch stamped her foot angrily. "You must have tricked me," she said. "I don't require cheating." "I don't think so," said a voice. It was the woodcutter. He walked back into the clearing, carrying his axe. This little boy won fair and square. "Now, hand over, Mr. Captain, or I will chop your broomstick in half." The witch looked horrified. She grabbed her broomstick and placed it behind her. Then, huffing, she opened the door of the cage. Uncle Richie hurried over and grabbed Mr. Captain, checking that his favorite toy was all right. Fortunately, Mr. Captain was unharmed. Uncle Richie thanked the woodcutter, grabbed a quick souvenir, and hurried on to meet McQuack. He was starting to get dark. When Uncle Richie got to McQuack's house, his pilot threw his arm around him. "I was so worried," cried McQuack. You are very late." As Uncle Richie described his day, he could tell that McQuack didn't believe him, so he grabbed a napkin from his pocket. "What's that?" asked McQuack. Uncle Richie unwrapped doorknob made from hamburger. "Pudding," he said. McQuack almost fell off his chair. The end. Well, thanks a lot. That's it. Until next opportunity. Goodbye.